This article concerns the Sakya school of Tibetan Buddhism. For information on the ancient Kagyu tribe, see Shakya. The Sakya school is one of four major schools of Tibetan Buddhism, the others being the Nyingma, Kagyu, and Gelug. It is one of the Red Hat sects along with the Nyingma and Kagyu. Origins. The name Sakya derives from the unique grey landscape of Ponpuri Hills in southern Tibet near Shakya, where Sakya Monastery, the first monastery of this tradition and the seat of the Sakya school, was built by Panchito in 1073. The Sakya tradition developed during the second period of translation of Buddhist scripture from Sanskrit into Tibetan in the late 11th century. It was founded by Drugmi, a famous scholar and translator who had studied at the Vikramashila directly under Naropa Ratnakarasanti, the Vajrashvakirti and other great Panditas from India for 12 years. Panchito became Drugmi's disciple on the advice of his elder brother. The tradition was established by the 5 Venerable Supreme Masters, starting with the grandson of Panchito, Sakya, who became known as Sakya, or Great Sakyapa, Sakya, Sonam Simo, Jetsun Dragpa Gyaltsen, Sakya Pandita, Drogon Chogyal Phagpa. Bhutan Rinchen Drub was an important scholar and writer and one of Tibet's most celebrated historians. Other notable scholars of the Sakya tradition of the so-called 6 ornaments of Tibet: Jaktuk Sangye Pal, Rongtin, Gorchen Kunga Zangpo, Zongpa Kunga Namjul, Yorampa, Sakya Chukten. The leadership of the Sakya school is passed down through a hereditary system between the male members of the Sakya branch of the Kon family. Teachings. Sakya, the first of the 5 supreme masters, inherited a wealth of tantric doctrines from numerous Tibetan translators or Lotsawas who had visited India. Most importantly Drokmi Lotsawa, Bari Lotsawa and Mal Lotsawa. From Drokmi comes the supreme teaching of Sakya, the system of Lambdra path and its fruit, deriving from the Mahasiddha Rupa based upon the Vajra Tantra. Mal Lotsawa introduced to Sakya the esoteric Vajra Yogini lineage known as Narokachoma. From Bari Lotsawa came innumerable tantric practices, foremost of which was the cycle of practices known as the 100 sadhanas. Other key transmissions that form part of the Sakya spiritual curriculum include the cycles of Vajrakala, Mahakala and Gayasa Mahatantras. The 4th Sakya patriarch, Sakya Pandita, was notable for his exceptional scholarship and composed many important and influential texts on Sutra and Tantra, including Means of Valid Cognition, a treasury of reasoning, clarifying the sage's intent, and discriminating the 3 vows. The main Dharma system of the Sakya school is the path with its result, which is split into 2 main lineages: explanation for the assembly and the explanation for close disciples. The other major system of the Sakya school is the Naropa explanation for disciples. Subschools. In due course, 2 subsects emerged from the main Sakya lineage: Ngor, founded in Sang by Gorchen Kunga Zangpo. The Ngor school is centered on Ngor of Amchoden Monastery. It represents 85% of the Sakyapa school and most if not all the monasteries in India are Gorpa, apart from Sakya Trisan's Monastery, Tisha, founded by Zarjan Luzalji Amtso. There were 3 mother monasteries of the Sakya school: Sakya Monastery, founded in 1073, Ngor of Amchoden, founded in 1429, and Fanul Nalendra in Fanul, north of Lhasa, founded in 1435 by Kunchen Rongtin. Nalendra became the home of the whispered lineage of the Zar school. The Bodongpa tradition, founded by Bodong Panchen Chogyal Namgyal, is considered by some scholars to be a subsect of the Sakya tradition. Feudal lordship over Tibet. The Mongol conquest of Tibet began after the foundation of the Mongol Empire in the early 13th century. In 1264, the feudal reign over Tibet was given to Drogon Chogyal Phagpa by Kublai Khan, founder of the Yuan dynasty. Sakya lamas, along with Sakya imperial preceptors and Dpo Shens, continued to serve as viceroys or administrators of Tibet on behalf of Yuan emperors for nearly 75 years after Phagpa's death in 1280, until the Yuan dynasty was greatly weakened by the Red Turban Rebellion in the 1350s. A decade before the Ming dynasty, founded by the Han Chinese, overthrew Mongol rule in China. The leaders of the Sakya regime were as follows: Drogon Chogyal Phagpa (1253–1280), Dharmapala Raksita (1280–1282), d. 1287, Jamyang Rinchen Gyaltsen (1286–1303), Zhangpo Pal (1306–1323), Katsun Namkalekpa Gyaltsen (1325–1341), Jamyang Donyo Gyaltsen (1341–1344), Lama Dampa Sonam Gyaltsen (1344–1347), Lotro Gyaltsen (1347–1365). Sakya today. The head of the Sakya school, known as Sakya-Trizin, is always drawn from the male line of the Khan family. The present Sakya-Trizin, Nawangkung Atekchen Palbar Trinli Sam Fulwangi Gyulpo, born in Sedong in 1945, is the 41st to hold that office. 41st Sakya-Trizin is the reincarnation of two great Tibetan masters, a Nyingma Lama known as Apong Turtan, who is famous for his red Tara cycle, and his grandfather, the 39th Kyabgon Sakya-Trizin Datshul Thrinli Rinchen. Today, he resides in Rajpur, India, along with his wife, Gyaliam Kushig Tashi Laki, and two sons, Ratna Vajra Rinpoche and Jnana Vajra Rinpoche. Ratna Vajra Rinpoche, being the older son, is the lineage holder and is married to Dagmo Kalden Dunki Sakya, and Jnana Vajra Rinpoche is married to Dagmo Sonam Paki Sakya. Traditionally, hereditary succession alternates between the two Sakya palaces since Kon Chokgyalpo's reign. The Dacho sub-dynasty of Sakya survives, split into two palaces, the Dolma Phodrang and Phuntsok Phodrang. Sakya-Trizin is head of the Dolma Phodrang. Jigdal Dagchen Sakya was the head of the Phuntsok Phodrang, and lived in Seattle, Washington, where he co-founded Sakya Monastery of Tibetan Buddhism with Deshung Rinpoche III, and constructed the first Tibetan Buddhist monastery in the United States. Dagchen Sakya's father was the previous Sakya-Trizin, Trikan Nawang Thatop Wangchuk, throne holder of Sakya, and his mother Dekandroma. Dagchen Sakya was married to Her Eminence Dagmo Jamyang Kusho Sakya. They have 5 sons, and several her children. The Rimé movement, having seen how the Gelug institutions pushed the other traditions into the corners of Tibet's cultural life, Jamyang Khyentse Wangpo and Jamgon Kongtrul compiled together the teachings of the Sakya, Kagyu and Nyingma, including many near-extinct teachings, without Khyentse and Kongtrul's collecting and printing of rare works. The suppression of Buddhism by the communists would have been much more final.